Kaya uploaded her video. I already uploaded a video. Meanwhile, I wanted to say something because, of course, video I finished watching what Say Sean Bradley have to say. I have not what Alex Rogers has to say yet, and I don't have. I'm older than Gio. I'm older than Kaya. I'm older than Michelle. I'm older than Alex. I'm older than Say Sean. Let me tell you something. I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy watching years, honey, in life. Honey, I have never seen so much drama. And let me tell you something. That people something to me about it, okay? That's Lamar Odom. I defended Lamar Odom. Said, you know, Kylie Jenner tried to stand toe-to-toe and say whatever they want to say and check something for. They didn't blow up because they're dead. And that's what happened with that. So watching that's going on right now, I blocked them and moved on. You know, channels that are completely unreasonable. I don't want to be feeding my brain that, nor do I want to use it in, I do not. So, I was watching T.S. Madison. Before I was watching T.S. Madison, why? Because I love stuff. I'm a reasonable kind of person, very reasonable. I try to be very conservative. So, since my son passed away, and that's because I was already following Funky Dineva. And I don't even remember how I found Funky Dineva years ago. He was still on good terms with Michelle. And I remember watching what they called I know how I found Funky Dineva. It was through the Scorpion Show. I used to watch the Scorpion Show back in the day. I mean, years ago. That's when I used to watch, I can't even remember their name now, but it was the Scorpion Show, the two friends on there and everything, and they mentioned Funky Dineva, and that's how I went over and started watching Funky Dineva. And in watching Funky, I ran across, and you know, during time, as time went by, I started watching, I stopped watching the Scorpion Show, and it was because somebody had like gotten a hard on camera. I was just like, oh my God, I can't. And so I stopped watching the Scorpion Show because of that. I don't know if you guys will remember that episode, but I was like, that's a bit too much for me. So, especially Roland and Beyonce. Oh, honey, I used to, you know, for Thanksgiving or whatever, I used to fall out laughing on that. I thought it was hilarious, but I had to stop because, you know, even with Say Sean Bradley, I have told him when he does his After Dark stuff, I can't listen. I can't listen to it, but I love his commentary. I love his response on different things. I will be watching him tonight to hear his reveal about the Mortal Kombat going on in these YouTube streets. Like I said, I had children of my own and they enjoyed Mortal Kombat, and I remember on that part where they be fighting and it'd be like, finish him. You know, so I do recall that. I do remember that. And this whole situation with Queen's Court, it needs to come to an end. The drama. It needs to come to an end. And like I said, I subscribe to Madison. I did not. Uh, um, I did pick sides in this whole debacle, and I chose Kaya over T.S. Madison. And the reason why I chose Kaya is uh, one reason and one reason alone. No matter what the different situation was, one person changed and the other one didn't. And the one who stayed true blue is the one that I chose to support, and that is Kaya. And she was like, if you don't like it, too goddamn bad. But it doesn't matter, no sponsors or nobody. Kaya is herself. Anybody that can't deal with Kaya, you know what Kaya says. And I respect that. I respect that about her. Now, Madison, to me, will change whatever she needs to do to make this his shit work, to be fake. That's why I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to say she's a liar or anything like that. Maybe some people would say she is flexible. But honey, you got to pick a stand. Just like Kaya said, you got to pick a side, honey. You can't just go with whatever. You know, just down for whatever. You got to have some standards. You got to have something that you can say, okay, this is what I'm about. I'm not about that. So if you're interested in that, you need to take that somewhere else, you know. And I think that maybe that's what Madison has had to do before in order to be successful, but it wasn't needed in this case. She wasn't out there on her own walking the streets, you know. She was with Kaya, a tried and true professional. You know, even in my last video, I put up just a little extra tasted morsel of Kaya with Miley Cyrus. Somebody that I don't even remember Kaya ever speaking about before, but she did the song with Miley. And I just found that, and just, you know, looking up resources for Kaya for my past video, my video before this one. And honey, Kaya is the one to show you. You need to follow what Kaya is doing. Kaya has never been out there like so many other people. You know, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, honey. Kaya is so tough. I'm studying her, baby. Like, this is Harvard Law. All right? I'm studying everything that she says. Let me tell you something. Kaya don't change. Kaya don't change. You hear me? I could take Kaya's class on how to avoid the bull crap in the music industry at Harvard. And my son could take that class. And 8 years from now, my oldest granddaughter can take this class. And it'll still ring true. Has not changed. The music business has not changed. It eats people up left and right because they think that they can play this machine by playing the games that these people throw at them. Jump, nigga, jump. Run. Crawl for me. That's what they do to these people. Kaya ain't did none of that. She stays independent. That's what she said. Let me tell you something, honey. I am not kidding you about these notes that I took regarding Kaya. She is the real deal. And you don't need to augment the real, honey. You don't need to augment the real. You know what I'm saying? Madison made a huge mistake. Madison made a huge mistake, honey. Because what Kaya got, money can't buy it. You can't steal it. You can't reproduce it. It's authentically the real deal, honey. And you may be able to go a little bit off of it, but baby, it's gonna fall apart.